What's up everybody, Zilla12 here, and today we're going to be going over the counter mechanic in Storm 4. Now a lot of you guys have been asking for me to explain the counter mechanic, but also most importantly, when to counter and how to hit your counters more effectively, because honestly the counter mechanic is one of these things that can easily win you battles. If you can counter your opponent essentially every single time and predict them, they can't really do anything, to be honest. So this is kind of a vital thing to understand and learn about the game, because this can easily just win you battles, especially if you just know how to use the counter better than your opponent. So let's just kind of jump right in. I can start teaching you guys of pretty much essentially how to land your counters. And also remember guys, this was requested by a lot of people in the comment section that they wanted me to go over for the counter. So if you want me to go over something in Storm 4, just put it down in the comment section below and I'll take care of it. But without further ado, let's get started.
Where did you
So let's just jump right into it. So let's describe what the counter is first, and then I can start describing guys of how to land the counter more effectively. So to perform the counter, all you have to do is just press the guard button and the shrinking button at the exact same time, and then go into your counter state. So in your counter state, if you are hit, or if you're a chakra dash into or air dash, or basically if your opponent makes contact with you in any way besides the jutsu, they're gonna get pushed back. So every single time you counter, your chakra goes down. As you can see, my chakra right now, it went down to about 60%, and if I use it again, it goes down to pretty much essentially below my ultimate jutsu gauge. That means I can't even use my ultimate jutsu. Oh, I still can. Wow, that was a surprise. I thought I couldn't use it. There you go. So this is the lowest it can possibly go, right all the way below the ultimate jutsu bar. At that point, you're just gonna be charging like 25% of your chakra. But if you wait a little bit while, it's gonna recharge a little bit. So this is really good because they actually made this a lot more balanced. If they wanted to, they could just make it so if you countered, you literally couldn't regain like your chakra or anything like that. But it comes back relatively fast too. So you can counter essentially throughout the whole match. Like the only thing you can't do is spam it like this, like three or four times in 5 seconds. But if you don't do that, you can counter pretty much throughout the entire match pretty consecutively. And also, while you're in this counter state, let's say the opponent doesn't hit you, you're kind of just left there wide open for the count after you counter. So it is kind of a big risk to counter because you could get predicted, and if you are wrong, then you're just going to get hit for free and you can't even block, you can't even do anything. But that is very easy to bypass, but I'm gonna kind of go into that kind of during the end of the video once we start to describe of how to land the counters first. Now describe some other stuff you can do with the counter, which is pretty sweet. So now that we know what the counter is, I'm gonna give you guys 3 ways to help you guys to start landing your counters better. So landing a counter is never 100% guaranteed. You kind of just have to predict your opponent and when they're about to hit, which is never it's never 100%. So it's just a guessing game. But with these 3 ways, it's the easiest guess. You don't have to think about it too much because it will probably happen majority of the time. So the first way of landing a counter is guard pressure. Whenever you're getting, or when you're getting guard pressure. So let's say I'm guarding with Naruto and your opponent has a very pressure character like Neji or Sasuke or A or Hashirama or Madara, anything like that. And let's say they do a combo on your guard and they're trying to break your guard. This is the perfect situation to counter. Once their combo stops, once you see a little bit of wiggle room, just spam the counter right there. That is probably one of the easiest way to land a counter. So remember, it's not 100% guaranteed, but your opponent should not know that it's coming unless you do it frequently, that he can kind of predict you. But essentially the first time, he won't ever know that you're about to counter. So if Neji's doing this little thing and you see a little opening where his combo stops, you spam the counter button and then he's gonna hit your counter because he's trying to break your guard. So this is a very easy and good opportunity to counter at this situation right here. The second easy way to land your counter is basically wait for your opponent to air dash or chakra dash into you. So I think I mentioned this in another video before where I said that if you chakra dash on the ground, you have a lot more freedom if you were to do it in the air. So for example, on the ground, you can cancel your chakra dash, you can cancel into a jutsu, you can switch out into a different character, and even send that character on the ground just like that. So you have a lot more freedom if you were to chakra dash on the ground. So, but if you do it in the air, you can only go straight towards your opponent. Now, granted, it's a little bit faster, but you can only go straight. You can't cancel it. You can switch out, but that first character, if that first character still hits your counter, it's still gonna blow. It's still gonna blow both of you guys back, even if you send a decoy. So, like, it's still going to hurt a lot, and this is a very easy way to land a counter, essentially, because they can't do anything. So I'm gonna paint you guys a picture really quick. So let's say I'm Naruto, I'm kind of running back trying to get my subs away. Neji is coming at me and then he air dashes at me just like that. That is the perfect time to counter. When Neji air dashes at you, let me see if I can try to do it. There you go, that was perfect. So when Neji dashes at you like that, just counter, and then you won't ever have to worry about it because he is going to hit the counters. This is probably the almost 100% that he's about to hit your counter. And let me teach you guys something else too. So whenever your opponent is about to chakra dash you, they always have this blue aura around them. So this blue aura represents that they're about to use something infused with chakra, either a jutsu or a chakra shuriken or even a chakra dash. So a good easy way to know if your opponent is about to chakra dash you is to wait for that blue aura to come on them. Once you see that blue aura, then you know that they're about to chakra dash you, especially if they're in the air, because like there's nothing else they can really do. There's not a lot of jutsus that are in the air. So once you see that blue aura, either on the ground or in the air, it's probably the best to counter at that moment because they're about to come at you. That's like a good guess. Or especially when they charge chakra dash, that's also a good guess as well, but they're probably gonna stop in front of your guard. But I would say this way is pretty easy to get counters right here, because I know this many times when my opponent's like above me, I know they're about to like chakra dash me because I see that blue aura coming at me, and I just kind of have it in preparation. So this is a pretty good way. So the last easy way in landing your counters a lot more easier it's kind of a specific situation, but it does happen a lot. It does happen very frequently. So the situation I'm talking about is when you and your opponent hit each other at the exact same time. So it'll look like this. Well, Neji's faster, but it'll look like, let me see if I can try to time it. There you go. Yeah, it'll look like that. We both hit each other right there. So this actually happens a lot more often than it looks, but there's been many times where me and my opponent hit each other, or my opponent is nicked by a support and he's kind of mashing. Like, you can kind of tell if they're mashing a lot. So like if Neji is kind of just mashing his attack button and coming towards you, you can kind of infer like you want to counter right there. So if we both hit each other at the exact same time, I would counter immediately right there because he's going to hit me. And you know what, he may actually counter because he's probably thinking the same thing, but like I don't really want to chance it against like someone like Neji or Mada or something like that who actually has the edge over me, or probably will. So like this is another easy way of getting this counter off. It's very specific, but you will see it happen a lot, especially once you play the game for a while. And those are essentially the 3 ways of landing your counters a lot better, especially if you do all 3, you're god tier if you look for all 3. But really, if you only do 1, you're gonna see a lot more counters being landed in your game, like in your average game, because if you just look for the opportunity, then you're gonna see it. But those are my 3 ways. Of course, there are a gajillion other strategies of when to counter, but I think these are the easiest way. Like, these are just generically the easiest, because one's for keep away, one's for getting pressure off you, and one's for, I guess, if you and your opponent hit each other accidentally. So now that we know about the counter and how to land the counter more oftenly, let's do a little trick I know just in case if it doesn't work. So this is just in case if the counter does not land. So as you counter, you can still switch out into your second character. So this is vitally important. So let's say I'm in front of Neji and let's say I counter, but he doesn't hit me. You want to counter and then back away, or counter and then press the attack. You know, you can do whatever you want to your second with your second character. But really, you kind of just want to counter and then switch out to a different character. You kind of want to do this very frequently, almost every single time, because there's always a chance that the counter doesn't work. But if you just counter and then switch out, you basically just took out all the weaknesses to countering, because, well, the one big weakness to countering is you're just left there for an attack. But now you can switch out, you know. Now you just have less chakra, and that's not that bad because it comes back just like really fast. So this is, I would say, practice this a lot, countering and switching out, especially if you don't know when to counter. Like, let's say like my strategies aren't working for you and landing the counter better. I would say just start practicing countering, and then if it doesn't work, then switch out. At least you won't lose your match, you'll just lose 50% of your switch gauge, and then you can just keep practicing how to counter and develop your own strategy of when to counter, because basically countering is all on experience of the game. Because like, I know all this stuff because I've been playing the game for nearly 6 years, so I know when to counter. It's just hard, it's still kind of hard because I don't know 100%. But these are pretty good guesses. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Make sure to type down in the comment section below if you want me to do a similar topic to this, or just a topic you don't understand, you want to make a video on it. That's kind of no problem with me too. I will probably make a video on it if it's not too basic. But anyways, my name is 12. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.